It's been a pleasure to talk about bundles throughout the years. And bundles has done good for the cable TV industry. And this is a new opportunity. We have a new proposition saying we don't need a bundle at all. We want to go a la carte. So Stouffer is a cable operator in Denmark. We are the second largest operator. 3 years ago, we were acquired by one of the power utility companies in Denmark who has been digging down fiber. And while they spent most of their time telling us that we were old-fashioned, we had crappy technology, they also invested in us, and now we have a good, solid partnership, and we see the benefits of both technologies and the technologies that we invented in Stouffer over the last years, and we see that as a good benefit. So we provide broadband and cable TV on cable TV networks, but also on fiber-to-the-home solutions, and it's an interim solution that works in both technologies. We operate in a market which is quite aggressive, and there are one big player in the market. TDC is the incumbent, and they are by far the biggest operator. So for us to still find a way, we need to be flexible, we need to be agile, and we need to adapt to the market. And that's what we've survived doing over the years, and that's what we is about to continue doing. So basically, we have a unique product. Most of the operators in this room have a unique product. We are able to fight the battle. We have all the TV channels. We have the most popular content, all of the new series, the most popular series. We do have the live sports, and we do have live sports in a very good quality. We have real-time updates of our archive services. For instance, usually most of the OTT providers and the SVOD services update their catalog once a week, maybe once a month. We do updates every minute. Each of the live content is going into the archive, to the catch-up services, and they are available real-time updates. And that is done with presenting the user interface and providing the user with an experience that is irrelevant, whether it's live TV, whether it's archive services, if it's catch-up services. It's just content being promoted because it's the content that's relevant for the consumers. So we don't use the technology as a difference. We use it as something to provide the consumer with the content that are relevant for them. We also try to focus on the individual user, and some of you were at the breakfast session this morning where we discussed the data and the availability of data in the environment. And what we've seen is that operators has been very good at using the data and the uniqueness of the data for operational purposes, but in the future we are building and we are evolving our solutions to be very much focused on the individual users. So we have a unique product, but still something is missing. We've also been very good at managing customer care. We are in the industry of managing products for everybody, and we know about customer care. So we have a good position. We are where we should be. But still, there is really a problem, because we've seen the Net Promoter Score. Simon was briefly covering it. We don't really have a good Net Promoter Score. Television industry is actually the worst rated industry in Denmark. The used car sales guys and the insurance industry guys are rated higher than cable TV. Why is that? That's probably because we try to promote things that people not necessarily want. So we see that the value chain is under pressure. We see that it's changing. That is because people are asking for something else. So, as Simon also mentioned, content owners, distribution are going directly to the end consumers. We need to find a way to stay relevant. Why are we relevant in the new value chain? It's because we have the ability to adapt, and we are very responsive to change. That's one of the benefits that has kept us alive throughout the years, and that's one of the benefits that we hope will continue to keep us alive for the remaining of the years. We need to stand out. So we need to stand out from the crowd. We need to be something else. That is what we're trying to do. And we did a small survey, and surprisingly enough, the results were two very clear statements. We pay too much, and we pay for channels we don't want to watch. That's why we've been discussing bundles. That's why we've been discussing skinny bundles for years. We have a skinny bundle. We've been having skinny bundles for years, but still, people pay for channels they do not watch. They pay too much. So what's the solution? We don't really know. But we'll do a test. We'll try and see if we can change the market or at least change the perception. So we'll launch a truly a la carte TV solution. We will give the consumer the possibility of buying one channel for 1 month only and no strings attached. So they won't have to pay for any channels that they don't want to watch. They can pay for the specific channel for only that 1 month they want to watch it. So you can walk in from the street, buy one TV channel, and that's it. That's not necessarily a good thing for the guys calculating on ARPU. But we actually did some surveys on that as well. And it seems that people buying additional channels on a skinny bundle, they actually use the same amount of money on TV channels, but they only pay the amount of money for the channels that they want to watch. So we expect that that will happen as well. They will pay for the channels. They will pay more for the channels because they want only the specific channels. We built a user interface which is, of course, trying to promote the channels. So all of the channels will be available. There will be a 3-minute preview of all the TV shows and all the programs in the channels, and they will be automatically started. Once you connect or tune into the channel, then you'll have a 3-minute preview. And once the preview is over, there'll be a promotional screen saying, if you want to watch this channel, buy it. It's fairly easy. You can buy the channel. You have registered a credit card, so you only pay, and you'll be deducted the amount of kroner needed to buy the channel once you select to buy it. You can, of course, buy things from the shop as well. And there will be, please don't take the prices into consideration. It's just for presentational purposes. That will be announced later this week, what the pricing will be. But the idea is that we'll give the consumer an opportunity to buy the channels. And it should be easy, it should be fairly accessible, and it will be very easy to gain access to content. Today, it's only the traditional content providers that are available. We do have content agreements with everybody in Denmark. So all of the channels that are available in our normal packages are also available in the a la carte solution. And you will be able to buy all of the channels as needed. This is an app store, or it's a channel store. So you can buy a channel. Today, most of them are distributed using the DVB capabilities that we know. They're using the IPTV solutions that we have in that environment. But we also enable the possibility of providing an OTT solution. So if there is a channel being promoted on a pure IP OTT environment, then that could be available as well. And it won't take any resources in the network because it's only a very small niche channel that will only be available to a small amount of customers, so there won't be any problems in adding that. Of course, there will be different ways of trying to promote channels, and there will be an overview of how much do I pay each month. We will do recommendations so that people will go back to buying packages, because for most people, it's better to have a package. And what we've seen is that you can buy this amount of channels, you can buy this amount of packages, and it all equals up. And eventually you'll end up saying, if I have a family with a wife, 2, 3 kids, it's probably not a good idea. But if I am only one person, not particularly interested into sport, then it might be a good idea. So it's no longer one size fits all. It's a possibility of doing things your way and how you want it done. What do we expect? Well, we don't really expect that many customers to actually buy into this. The idea is not to convert customers from buying bundles to buying a la carte channels. Of course, some people will do, but that's not really the goal and the purpose. The expectation is actually to change the perception of the consumers, because the consumers think that they pay for the bundles because they don't have any other choice. Now they have a choice. They can buy things a la carte, and they can do that if that's what they want to do. If they want to buy the bundles because it's cheaper, because they get more value for money, then that's actually good. That's what you do when you buy so many other things. You get value for money. And now people have a choice, and they'll see, this might be a good idea, we'll go for that. We will be launching late March, so it's fairly close. Everything is ready. We've done some of the friendly user tests, and they are quite eager to get things started. The marketing team are very focused. So I think what we've seen is that we need to dare challenge the way we do things. It is actually possible to do things in a good way. We think we need to do the changes, and we dare to do it. So we will be ending the era of one size fits all, and we will do the test. We'll see how the math works. If we need to change anything, then we'll do it. Otherwise, we have something that could be sustainable in the long run. Thank you.
Thomas, that's going to be absolutely fascinating to see how that works in the market. I'm sure there must be some questions out there. We have a couple of minutes. Anybody want to probe or explore in a bit more detail? Yes? No? We've got one back there. Mr. Moulding.
I'm just wondering what happens when you ship a set-top box to someone. Do they buy it themselves, or do they still rent it? Because presumably you have to get your money back on the box.
Yeah, there are 2 ways. They can buy the set-top box, or they can rent the set-top box. And if they rent it, there, of course, are a fee for renting the set-top box.
Okay. Is there a chance that somebody could buy so few channels that, and then they could churn away from you within 6 months, and you would actually lose money on that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Is that not a concern?
Of course it's a concern, but we think that we have a good way of coping with customers, and we are able to sell enough to them, and they want to maintain having the subscription.
Okay.
Content is still attractive.
Thank you, John. Any other questions? One over there. Should just see if anyone else quickly, because Tom's had a shout already. Go on then, Tom. Have another go.
My question was, what do you expect your competitors to do after this, you launch this?
Nothing really. I think they'll wait and see. They have a huge market share. The TDC is by far the biggest operator in the region, and they have lots of customers on ADSL. They have cable TV, they have mobile. So they are a big player in the market, and they can afford to wait and see. They're not being forced to do anything just because we try a test and we do something. So no, I don't really see anything changing, not at least in the bigger picture. We see some of the small operators are very eager to get part of the solution, so that's, of course, what we're trying to do, a solution where they can be part of the ecosystem as well.
Thomas, I've got one final question. You know your market well, and you've obviously spent lots of time thinking about the product. Your best bet, 3 years from now, What proportion of your customer base will stick with some sort of bundle? What proportion will be fully à la carte?
I think by far the majority of customers will still have bundles.
Right. And you've priced to deliver that?
Well, maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Thomas, it's a fascinating experiment. You have to come back next year and tell us how it went.
Of course. Yeah.
Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you.